All right, we're going to try this again. Perhaps take two will go just a little bit better. I'm actually going to go ahead and... Fuck, I can't delete it. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, so let's get to work. And ba 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 ba. Boo, boo, boo. Okay, so I need that one. And so right here, what I'm going to do is, well, I say what I'm going to do. What I'm doing is I'm going to just wrap out from here, which means I went ahead and laid down the layout threads, and from there I'm going to wrap on both sides of it, so out from the center. I'm only going to go out for like one layer or one pass, so one strand of thread on each side of this layout thread. And then we're going to switch to a different color. But right now we are, I don't love that. We're gonna go back and undo something real quick. When I say undo something, we're just gonna do it a little different. To me, I think that this will end up working out. This is not gonna work out. I don't think it's gonna work because there's just a lot of like, god dang it. This is not my favorite setup for wrapping. I actually very much prefer to be on my power wrapper, even if I'm not like actually using the power. I actually would prefer that it be on my power wrapper, just because it's a little more stable. You don't have to deal with as much of kind of like the little wiggling around, which can be a little frustrating, especially when you're trying to do stuff like this, which is a little more precise. But because of where I'm doing this one and all the problems that I've already had with it, I'm going to try it this way, because I've actually had to restart this wrap like 3 times. And the issue that I keep running into, at least from my point of view, is that I think the problem is being too close to the end of the blank, and just not having like the support down there. And so then whenever I go to wrap some of these threads, they end up just like getting a little loose in places that obviously you don't really want them loose. And it has just, I'm also being a bit of a perfectionist, but you know, it's just, I think it's a little easier if you do it this way, but that's just me. So now as this is also a 4-axis wrap, which means for like I said, I'm doing a cross out from the center here. So, God, this is not. They're already getting too fucking loose. Okay, this isn't going to work. All right, let's try. Here's what we're going to try. We are going to try. Well, first of all, we're going to cut this off and start over. I'm going to cut all of this off and start over again. But like I said, I'm like, this little thread right here is already like just so loose. And I actually think what I'm going to do is, the heck? Huh. What I actually think I'm going to do is, here, hold on. Yeah, I this is not going to work. So here we go. Starting over again. Is it fine? Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Am I a little bit annoyed? Absolutely. Because, like I said, this wrap in particular has been a struggle. So we are going to try again. We're just going to do it a little bit different this time, which for this one is going to be like attempt number like 5. And yeah, it just, this one, man, I am having a time with. I don't know if it's, like I said, I think the issues that I'm running into more than anything else are just that I'm so close to the end of the blank. But man, It's gonna look so good if I can get it right. I don't. All right. Let's try this again. Man, I am still just like of the belief that this is not super duper gonna work. But we are going to try anyway. Because maybe we will. Maybe this time it'll work. I do not have great feelings about it. I don't. I'm getting very frustrated with this wrap. It just doesn't want to do. Jesus. Okay, so we are going to attempt. God, that's going to move around so fucking much. Okay. You know what? Why is it so warm in here? I don't. I firmly do not believe that this is going to work. Like, firmly. Just, I do not. Son of a bitch. I do not have a ton of faith in this working. But we're still going to give it a shot. So, alrighty. If somebody would come watch me, that'd be great. Okie dokie. Let me see here. Oh, goodness. Goodness. We are doing my cross layout in a G4. Where's all that feedback coming from? I have no idea. Does it really sound like that? I mean, now I gotta see if it actually sounds like that. I was getting so much feedback. Is it still doing it? Nope. Okay. We did get it to stop. Jesus. Okie dokie. No, it's still there. I mean, that's a little better. Maybe it's just feedback. Okay, something is not right here. Because that isn't right. They shouldn't be. They should not be crossing right there. And say hello to my dogs. My wife just got home. That's not right. Something's not right. So that's the problem. I can't see.
No.
Let's try this again. What am I? Oh. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Ra-ta-ta-ta-ta. Oh my god. Would you just sit like you were supposed to, please? Oh my god. How in the world did I fuck that up? Oh my. Why are you not laying where I want you to? How do you? Can I just like click here? Can I? I don't know. I don't know. But here we are. That's the thing. This is gonna happen. You've got to be shitting me. I'm just already running into issue. Mother. That is so. Dear Lord our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed. Ba-ba-da-da-da. And there is. Yep. Left side. Left side. Mm. Mhm. Son of a. All right. Well, let's try this again. Oh my God. We are going to be running into the same godforsaken issues. Oh my goodness me. It's just the like fifth time that thing has slipped. I'm just getting annoyed, but also don't really feel like I've got a ton of other options. Oh my fucking god. Why will you not stay where you're supposed to go? Why do you? Okay, let's. One more time. No! Oh well. It can live down there for a little bit. At least until I finish this. This is going to be a boring video to watch if you weren't watching it live. Just because I'm not really talking a whole lot. I might make a. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, that's a little better. A little bit less washed out. All right. Here we go. This wrap's going to be the death of me. Yeah, this wrap's going to be the death of me. Okay, I did that. Now I need to do P4 out. Because this one does not want to stay where it's supposed to. Yeah. Cool. And next, we're going to do a P4, which I wish that I had more faith that this wrap was going to turn out good, but I just don't. Especially when I start having to do bands. That is going to be probably a problem. But then again, I might be able to make it work by doing something similar to that, but just starting up here. Because the issue is not on, the issue is mostly on the cutback. That's usually where I end up running into issues, is when I'm trying to anchor it down. Which maybe it would be a bad idea, but I don't know. And there's my puppy. Being a puppy, just barking away at me. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Ba, 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 ba. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Crap, where was I? Right there. This thing is going to be the death of me. This is like the 5th time I've had to start over. And I know it's going to look like really, really good. That's the only reason that I haven't just given up on it yet, because I know it's going to look so good when it's done. But but it's also going to be the death of me. So there's that. Bum, 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 bum. La, da, 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 all right. Okay, 2 more passes of this purple. I think, if I'm doing the math right in my head. 2 more passes of this. And then it will be time to move on to the difficult part, or at least the part that I perceive as being the difficult part. Will come after this. I don't know how much of that I will get into today. It son of a bitch. All right, let's back that up and see if I can't fix this before it's too late. I am already thinking that I'm gonna have to start over again because I'm already having issues with things not wanting to stay where they are supposed to. So there's that. Please stay. Please stay. Why? You know what? I should be able to fix that later. All right. We are gonna do this and hope that we can fix it later. I am not super duper sure about that one, but I suppose we shall see. Alrighty. Why are you not doing what you're supposed to do? That's okay. We will fix it. Like I said, this wrap is going to be the death of me. It's going to look sweet when it's done, but I am having issues. Especially with getting everything just to behave the way that it's supposed to. I keep, especially down here at this end, I keep running into issues with stuff not wanting to stay in place. And again, I think that's mostly because I'm trying to do this like down here at the butt end of the rod, and I just don't have a ton of room to work with. I think that's the issue. But regardless, I know that it's going to look cool. So I want to make it work. But right now, I also think it's going to be the death of me. But before we go do anything else, we're going to try to just kind of tighten everything up a little bit. Just going to take this little thingy, just use it to kind of scoop threads around a little bit, just to try to get everything, especially with super complicated patterns like this. I like to what we call packing threads. I like to do it early and often because it tends to make it so you run into fewer issues like later on. If you just kind of try to do it as you go and just make sure you get everything. Oh, okay, we're good. Well, maybe not. Why are you behaving in the way that you are? Son of a nutcracker. Can thank Will Ferrell for that being in my vocabulary. That and thanks, Mr. Norwell. Hope you find your dad. Or, sorry, messed that up. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad. Thanks, Mr. Norwell. I know another random thing about me. I know way too many random like pop culture quotes and will quote random things from pop culture a lot. Okie dokie. Please behave. Nope, still doesn't want to behave. That is going to be an issue later on. I think I can make it work, but that is going to be an issue. Or at least I think it's going to be like an issue later on. I am unsure how to like go to a break. I cannot. All right, I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. If there's even somebody there, I'm not sure or not. It says I have one viewer. But like you get it. It's like one of those things where it's like I hadn't even had time to start anything yet. I'm still trying to get all my crap together. And then I looked up and there were 4 people watching. And I was like, and then they all went away. And I was like, oh, I must be ugly. Hold on, forgot something. All right, we are back. And real quick, we are going. Oh, God. Real quick, we are going to try, because I'm not entirely sure how like copyright laws work. So that is why I don't have any like music or anything going. And apparently, I don't have Audible downloaded on my phone. So we are going to get a book going real quick. And then we will get back to work. Not that anyone other than maybe my family is watching. What it's worth. I am currently listening to Twilight. It's a really fun book. All right. Okay. Also, my notes look like absolute rocket science, but like, okie dokie. Let's see here. What is my next step? It is. Okay, I need, or I'm sorry, I need you And I need you. Da, da, da. All right. Uh, Okie dokie. Here. Okay. Now, this next part, it's a little more it's definitely more complicated than the part I was just doing. And this is the part where I'm worried that I'm going to run into trouble again. Um, like I had said earlier, this one is. I've already had to start it over like 5 times. It's not particularly easy. And, please just behave. For love of all that is holy, if you would just behave. But nope, you do not want to do what you're supposed to. So instead, I am just going to have to make you um, behave in the way that you are supposed to. Oh, I'm still on this part. I don't know what I'm doing. In case that's not abundantly obvious, I am here and attempting to just do my best. Now, in all reality, I do actually like truly love this, which is why I spend like most of my free time working on it. And I found out, I don't know, I guess about a year ago, that like making your own fishing rod was even a thing. And I started just kind of getting into it, doing a little bit of research here and there, and very quickly fell in love. And yeah, so here we are. Why do you not want to behave the way that you are supposed to? I am already getting just incredibly frustrated with this wrap. But again, part of that might be the fact that this is like the fifth time I've had to start over on it. And I'm not entirely sure what exactly I'm doing wrong. But I mean, we'll get there. It'll be fine. But for now, I am just trying to go slow to try to get it right away so that I don't have to do a whole lot of correcting later on. And I just do not have a good feeling about it because that thread right there does not want to freaking stay where it is supposed to. It keeps moving. And I'm just worried that the further I go on, the worse it's going to get. I mean, everything is straight. It just doesn't want to pack tight. I am really not sure. What like the actual issue is here. But anyway. Okay. Let's get my book playing again. Um, I'd- All right. Let's see here. Okie dokie. Jeez. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. All right. We have 2 more passes, and then we're done with like the body section of the fish. I'm gonna have to do some more measurement stuff before I can do the fins, because what we end up doing. Sorry, I'm seeing some threads that need to be packed a little bit. What we're gonna end up doing, and wrong way. I don't know how well you can even see it because of the. Let's try it like that, maybe. So we've got the eye of the fish right here, and then this part right here is going to be the body, and then the fins are going to end up getting laid over here. But I'm going to have to do some more measurements and some more marking, because you don't lay down the threads right up next to the other ones. You actually have to spread them out and then like work your way back toward the body. So I'll make like a little marking like right here, and then I'll fill in this way with the fins, and then the opposite direction will be the background color, which again, I'm doing this wrap, but I'm flipping the colors. So the fish will be purple and the background will be green. So like this point right here actually is the point I'm talking about. Like I'll mark that little cross point right there, and then I'll start working back toward the body. Oh goodness, but we are almost done with the body. I am going to go grab a drink real quick, and then I'll be right back. I'm assuming that the only one watching is still Jess, but in case it's not, I'll be back in like 30 seconds. It's okay. Alrighty, and we are back. Let's knock the end of this wrap out real quick. Or sorry, let's go ahead and finish up the whoop. Let's go ahead and finish up the body portion of this fish, which personally I really like at kind of this point in a wrap because you're starting to see that final picture come together. And man, I'm gonna have trouble with this one later on. Well, maybe not. That might be fine. Anyway, I honestly am just. Am I doing the wrong color? I'm doing the wrong color. Scratch that. Also, All right. That is it for at least this little section that I was currently working on. I got to do some more measurements and things like that. Or I'm sorry, I have to do some more layout measurements before I can continue on with it. And to be honest with you, I don't know if it's just because of the weather. Here, it's just really freaking cold. But I'm starting to feel a little stuffy, which is also making me just really, really tired. And so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there for tonight. And I very well might be back tomorrow. I've got a lot of work to do on the couple of rods that I'm working on right now. This one and then one other one, which one other one I've actually made a couple mistakes on that I'm gonna have to redo a couple of things, and it's not a big deal or anything. It's just that one was ready for epoxy, and now it's not going to be ready for epoxy for. It'll probably be ready for epoxy maybe this weekend, but it was ready for epoxy tonight, and I made a couple mistakes just in the color preserver. Ended up getting like a few bubbles in it, and can't quite figure out how to get them to go away without honestly just pulling the thread off and starting over. And since it's just a couple of guide wraps, that's not super hard to do. Little annoying, but not super hard to do. Yeah, so like I said, we got this going on. It looks pretty good. I know I keep saying I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but that's mainly because down here at this end, once the wrap starts filling up, I'm worried stuff's going to start getting bunched up, and it's not going to lay down the way it's supposed to. But we'll see. Yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and call it there for tonight, though. Yeah, I appreciate anyone who may have watched. I know that there weren't many, and I know that I don't think I've got any viewers right now, which is fine. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. Or at least the live, I might still do some work on some other stuff. I'm probably going to wait to continue working on that wrap until I can go live again, because I like the idea of maybe like that becoming just a thing that I work on during lives, but I don't know. Anyway, anybody who happens to see this, you're beautiful, you're loved, you are enough, and I hope you lovely people have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, all that good stuff. Catch y'all next time.